Hi and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Lauren, the film student extraordinaire, and today I'm going to be talking about multi-level marketing, or MLMs.
I was kissing you with my eyes open.
So I actually do personally watch a lot of anti-MLM content, even though my channel is not really about that. But the real reason that I was inspired to make this video is because I have been getting a ton of hunbots in my DMs trying to get me to join their pyramid schemes, basically. And it's really frustrating me. And then all this news about a anti-MLMer that I used to follow, who then became not anti-MLM and now joined an MLM, just really got on my nerves. And I just wanted to share a little bit about what multi-level marketing is and why I do not stand for this business model and these business practices. And hopefully then anyone who checks out any of my profiles will not message me asking to join them again. Now, if you're just like, first of all, what even is multi-level marketing? And then what's a pyramid scheme, since I threw that term around already, I have some definitions for you that I've taken off Investopedia. And I have my laptop here. Usually I use my little notebook, but this time I have like links and stuff that I want to keep track of. So I actually used my computer. So we've got multi-level marketing. Multi-level marketing, MLM, is a strategy some direct sales companies use to encourage existing distributors to recruit new distributors who are paid a percentage of their recruits' sales. The recruits are the distributors' downline. Distributors also make money through direct sales of products to customers. So you right off the bat you realize that the multiple marketing, it's because there's multiple levels of market partners, and those who have larger downlines make more money because they're getting income from all of their downlines, not just like if you are lower down, you only have like one person underneath you. Then we have a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is a sketchy and unsustainable business model where a few top-level members recruit newer members who pay upfront costs up the chain to those who enrolled them. As newer members in turn recruit underlings of their own, a portion of the subsequent fees they receive is also kicked up the chain. Now, right away, I feel like you can see some, there's some comparisons there. For one thing, both pyramid schemes and MLMs, money goes like this, which you might be like, well, every company works that way. But like if you're working at Target, yes, you have a manager above you and they probably make more money than you, but their money doesn't directly come from you doing your job, in the sense that like you sold someone a pair of paper towels, maybe you show them where they were, the manager doesn't get like 2% of those paper towels. Versus in an MLM, and we are going to talk about some I don't know why I'm blanking, income disclosure statements, that if you're in an MLM, you make money off the products, but also the recruits. And people say, oh, well, it's the products that make MLMs not pyramid schemes. I don't really feel comfortable at this point like putting people on blast for what they're directly saying, but I will link a ton of my favorite anti-MLMers down below that you can find who are more outspoken and public about this, where people are selling the lifestyle and being financially free. You probably have heard that term before, and they're not talking about being financially free because of the products. They don't push the products anywhere as much as they push this lifestyle that you theoretically get by being a market partner, because they want you to join so they can recruit you. Whereas if it wasn't a pyramid scheme, why on earth would you want more competition for your products? Like, if you're all selling the same products, which you are, why would you want someone else selling them in your network? Because that takes away people from you who would pay you, unless you are really benefiting more from people becoming partners and selling the products. So now that, we have a little bit of definition, so some understanding, I'm just going to throw out the names of a couple, I think, pretty well-known MLMs. And then, so the first one has to be like Monat or Monat. People do pronounce it differently. Modern Nature, Monat. Then there's Amway, or Scamway, Arbonne, YoungLiving, DoTerra, and Beachbody. Now, most of these MLMs that I'm going to be talking about are like fitness, health and beauty, wellness, but there are also ones that are into like stock market trading, and I think that's just crazy because you can't just suddenly pay $100 for a startup fee, watch like one video, and then be like, oh, I'm a knowledgeable Forex trader. That's like not how that works at all. I am going to show some examples of companies. So I'm going to insert that clip of the examples from recruitment strategies right here. Okay, so basically this lady's starting her pitch here by talking about how her son is about to turn 18. So it starts off like, oh, you're like, oh, she's talking about her son's birthday. Like, no big deal, right?
We had lots of stresses whilst he was pregnant because he wasn't very well. Whilst I was pregnant because he wasn't very well, and after he was born. But I can just remember it so vividly. It's just bonkers. I just can't get my head around that he's 18 tomorrow. Just ridiculous. But anyway, he is, and it's the month of love, isn't it?
And it's February, the month of love.
February. So, how about loving yourself first? If you have been putting yourself to the bottom of the pile all the time, like us mums do, I know dads do it as well, but us mums do it, always put ourselves to the bottom of the pile. Make February the month that you decide to put yourself to the top of the pile. It's not selfish. It actually makes you a better mum, a better wife, a better friend, and a better person. So to also celebrate, it's the month of love, I'm going to share some love with you guys. So obviously you know that I do online workouts, online nutrition, and you can be anywhere. Like,
right, so she says, you know, I do online workouts, online nutrition. She does not say she works for Beachbody and MLM, because you're not actually supposed to directly say that too much because of the stigma, which is there for a reason.
Canada, America, England, France, so absolutely really anywhere. I'm going to send you a discount code, but I've only got a few of them, so it's...
That is such a lie. She has unlimited discount codes. They will try to make it seem like it's an exclusive thing you gotta grab onto. It's not. You can literally, like, there are as many people as they can get to buy or join the team, they can do that. And see how it's also like manipulative. Like, it's like, if you think it's worth it, like, to make yourself first, like, obviously you want to put yourself first. Like, yes, you are worth it, but you can prove that you're worth it you can treat yourself right without buying these products. And she's spreading love, but it's a discount code. She's not spreading you a free product. It's a discount code. So she's still making money. Also, for anyone who thinks it's your own business, if you're your own business and you're working, like, as she's saying, it's like she's a small manager. Like, I don't know how much her downline is, but considering the fact that she has less than 1,000 followers, the person I'm looking at, probably not a huge downline. Like, she's not very well known, and yet she can say no matter where you are in the world, you can get these products.
First come, first serve. So if you decided, actually, now, do you know what? I am going to start looking after myself. I am going to put myself to the top of the list, because that is not selfish. I am going to fill my own cup up first. Drop me a message today. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about your goals. It could be nutrition. It could be fitness.
Yeah, and what makes her qualified to talk about fitness or nutrition? Oops. Oh, right, and then she just goes into her pitch. Collagen.
Are you ready for it?
Fizz sticks. Yeah, so. Yeah, she was running fields. This is a little of a longer video. It's a IGTV, and she starts really cleverly. I watched the first bit with talking about the products. You're like, oh, product. And then it gets into like the tea.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Patricia Love here. I want to tell you about 3 things happening in my Rodan and Fields business right now. It's super important because one of the things ends tomorrow. So I really think you need to know about that. So first up, what's ending tomorrow? Well, it is the extra 15% off of our redefined bundle. Totally just left one of the products in another room, but here are 2 of them. So the one that I left in the other room is a bubble face mask. This is our lip renewing serum. This is our intensive renewing serum, which has retinol and vitamin A, combining a calcium buffer, which makes it time release, which makes it the most effective. It is the most potent form of retinol and vitamin A, retinol, you can get over the counter. Definitely helps with firmness, fine lines and wrinkles, and it is a must. So extra 15% off of that ends tomorrow. Now, the two things that are ending at the end of the month, which you really want to take advantage of, whether you want to improve your skin or improve your skin and your finances, and that would be...
So now we're like a minute-ish, and then she goes, and the finances. Here it comes.
Free preferred customer enrollment all through the end of the month. That gives you 10% off and free shipping. Normally, it is a one-time enrollment of $19.95 that is completely waived. So you're going to save $20, and then you're going to save an extra 10% off of all of the products and free shipping for life. So, and in your second order within 90 days, they give you 3 months to make a second order if you choose to. Again, you're not locked into anything, so you don't have to keep reordering stuff all the time. But if you do choose to make a second order, which I know you will because you'll fall in love with our products, you get a free gift. And guys, some of these gifts have been up to $100 in value. Like, I'm not kidding. There's some really great products they're giving away for free. The third thing.
Not free. They're giving away these products because they have the means to do that, because of all the MLM people who buy this stuff, and the fact that all these products are way overpriced.
Which you know I'm really passionate about is running my own online skincare franchise with the #1 skincare company. I'm a partner with...
So I do want to say, I think it's really actually impressive of this woman to say, which is why I wanted to include her franchise. A lot of them have said business in the past that I've watched. This video is 3 weeks old, so potentially now they're being told that they're not allowed to claim that. She still is implying she's a business owner, but at least a franchise owner, which is still wrong. It's still not a franchise. It's at least more realistic than claiming you're the CEO.
The two doctors at Creative Proactive, they are internationally known. Our products speak for themselves. I feel it is the best choice company to align yourself with if you're going to go into this channel of business ownership. There's no other company out there like us. I'm sorry, there just isn't. And once you're in it, you understand why. But as you guys know, I've been doing this for 7 years. I just got a paycheck. I
want to say, before we talk about the paycheck, 7 years is a really, really long time. So she's obviously been this... Oh my god, wait, it's snowing so nicely outside right now. Sorry. It's been like rainy snow earlier, and now it's just like snowing. Anyways, yeah, so she's been in this for 7 years. So that means she probably makes a decent amount of money. But if you join now, you are not going to be able to compete.
Yesterday for December's sales, guys, you know, I profited over 6 figures. I profited over those sales. So I had over 6 figures in sales.
Okay, so she just caught herself then. She's about to say, I profited 6 figures, implying she made over 6 figures in 2020. But then she's like, no, I made over 6 figures in sales, which is not at all the same thing. So, you know, but she's still like implying that she's not saying how much she actually made, because she wants you to think she made almost, you know, however much money, whether that's literally just like $100,000 or more in the 6-figure range. But she, you know, very clearly just realized she couldn't claim something that is not true, because, as I said, the FTC's been getting on people's cases.
I profited from in the year 2020, which we all know, you know, I could not get a paycheck doing hair and makeup. So this truly saved me in a time of need. I just got paid yesterday. Extra money for this month, multiple 4 figures. I am so grateful, so blessed. I could totally lack.
Okay, so there she did say multiple 4 figures. So as I said, she's been in the business for 7 years. If you join today, there's no chance for you, which is why like people keep helping them new MLMs, because they're like, the business system works for those at the top.
Arms with you, train you, guide you, coach you
Train
along
you,
the
guide.
way.
She's not gonna
The
train
thing
you.
about this is it's only $75 to start your own business. It gets your website up and running.
Okay, yeah, so you're spending $75, I guess, to join Roden Fields under her team. $75 to start your own business, which sounds too good to be true, because it is. It gets your website up and running. If you're actually starting your own business, you don't just have a website poof made for you. You have to actually make the website. I'm willing to bet this $75 does not include many products, if any, and you have to then buy those separately, which are generally like starter kits or something like that. So it's really not just $75. And yeah, if you spend $70 now, you're not about to be making six figures.
You get a full sample pack of a starter kit, which has tons of goodies, tons of swag. But here's the other crazy thing. You get a free Bright Eye Complex. This is a $72 value.
This little bottle is not worth $72. It's just not. So, like, that's what I mean. These products are way overpriced. It's not free because they know that I'm going to look up what comes in the sample pack as well, if I remember to do that, because they probably aren't that big. And then every time there's new product launches, you have to, like, buy those products. But as you can see, they're making it sound like it's so great. Like, you just spend $70 to get a website. There's probably some kind of annual fee as well to stay active that she's not going to mention. So yeah, you're in it, you spend $70 and you get your website, you get your sample products, and you get this free thing that's like really worth like as much as you just paid, because it's not worth that much money.
Now, I'm not no mathematician, but that means you can start a business for basically $3. $3, because you're getting a free $72 product plus, you know, all the swag and goodies and samples and all that to help you get your business started. Your own website, you are up and running within 2 minutes that you join, and you can start making money selling the #1 skincare brand in all of North America. Reach out to me because...
Okay, if you're actually in your own business, you have to like fill out forms, make an LLC or some other like legal thing. It's a legality issue. You're not up and running in 2 minutes. Yes, that's just, whoa, really irritating. And yeah, so now we're gonna go back to our regularly scheduled program. So now that I feel like hopefully we have an understanding, I'm gonna talk about why it really, really bothers me about MLMs and why people, you know, are up in arms against them, and why I felt really compelled to make this video. I feel like the first thing has to just be all of the lies that they tell. And you could say they're lies. I think they're lies. But they're also just contradictions, blatant contradictions. And this is where those income disclosure statements are going to come in, because MLM Hunbots, which is what people call them, or just MLM market partners, will talk about how it's an easy way to make money on the side. They'll talk about all the money they're making and how you might get a free car. And that's just not true if you look at the income disclosure statements from the companies themselves, where you see that such a very few percentage of people make, first of all, any money at all per year. And then how much the top 1% of people, yes, they're making a lot of money. And that's why it's a scam to be in a MLM. And now we're gonna look at 2 different income disclosure statements from 2 different companies. So now here I am looking at the Monat 2019 income disclosure statement. So here it says the average annual income for all U.S. market partners at all ranks, including active and inactive member market partners, was $809. 36% of the market partners were not active, so they didn't earn any commissions. So, okay. So these are talking about the active market partner earning commissions. So if you weren't active, you earned nothing. That doesn't mean you weren't trying, but it means you earned nothing. Now, this is the highest achieved title that market partner earned for at least 3 months within the 2019 year. So that's something. So here we go. So these are the different ranks that you can see. You can see the percentage that they are. So if you're a regular old market partner, you make on average, well, the average is $119 for the year. The median So not the average, the median, which would be the middle number, is $31, which is like nothing. Nope, zippo zap. So the highest annual gross earnings were $16,973 for the year, which is still not a lot. Like, let me just calculate that divided by, where I opened up my clock and not my calculator app. Okay, so that's like making, if you work every single week, that would be making $326 a week. If you divide that by 40 hours, okay, so if you make that, that's like making a little over $8 an hour. That's earnings. So I'm not sure how much they spent to make that. Like, I don't think it, yeah, see, these figures are not guarantees of your actual earnings or profits. So i.e. that the earnings are not the profits necessarily. But the average person's making $119 if we're going with that. Then, of course, the median. So if we're going to go with the average, just because it's a little bigger of a number to give people, I don't know, benefit of the doubt here or whatever. So if we're dividing 119 by 52 weeks and divide that by 40 hours, you're making $0.057 an hour. What a side hustle. Then that's 93%. And obviously it does include that 36% of market partners who make nothing, which obviously will lower the median and the average. Still, that's 96% of people. So if we move up to the next percentage, which is 3%, the managing market partner, then first of all, their high annual gross earning is less, which I think is interesting. But their low is at least not zero. So if we're going to go with their average, because as I said, I mean, though actually now that we're beyond this, so there could still be technically inactive market partners, but I don't think you could be inactive at these higher levels. But because I'm not so comfortable with it, but I'm just going to go with these numbers, we're going to stick with the average. So here we've got the 2,071 divided by 52 divided by 40. Yeah, so that's literally like $1 an hour. So yeah, if you're making this the high annual, but considering that that's the high annual and this is the average for the whole year of earnings, and there's only 3% of people who are going to be making that much money. I mean, people talk about how it's so easy to make money. Obviously, it is not easy to make money in these companies. Now, if we decide to be like, oh, well, look, literally once you get above, on average, $6,000, then it's less than 1% of people will become a market partner. So like that's very, very low chances to become one of these positions. And yes, if you are the top of the top making, $2 million, still not telling how much you spent, but earnings, that's, good for you maybe. But like, how often does that generally happen? And then if you look at the number of months to achieve the rank, my understanding of this chart, which could be wrong, is that these months are added up. So it's not like it took 4.7 months, including the 3.3. So let's count how many months it would take to become a senior executive director, which does sound pretty fancy, doesn't it? But like there's a million. Well, there aren't a million. The point is there aren't a million senior executive directors. So like there's probably actually a real senior executive director in corporate for Monat, because this is not corporate. Okay, so we're going to stick with the average because I don't want to have any confusion in case for some reason people are like average, not median. So we're just going to stick with it, even though obviously the median is the one that's bolded because that's actually the middle number. So we have 0, right? Because you are immediately a level. 7. Okay, so total months, that would be 125 and a half months. So if we divide that by 12, okay, that'd be 10 years. Now, obviously these are the averages, and we can look at the actual middle, which might actually be, tends to actually look a little, about the same lower. People who are really successful have been in these companies for 5+, 7+ years. And we're going to look at someone because I'm filming a little out of order, this either already happened or we're going to see it, about the woman who has been in the company for not this company, Rowan Fields, for 7 years. So that's just something. Now I'm going to pull up the Amway income disclosure statement. And if you want to find these, it's really easy. Like, just look up Amway income disclosure statement. So, and this one's actually from their website versus the PDF that was of their website. Okay, so their website's this is a little harder to, it's not so cute. Okay, so first though, it costs $62 to continue as Amway. Okay, fun. And of course there's the $12, whatever. Okay, so here's we got the top 1%, 10%, 50%. Again, it does mention, so similar, 34% had no reported sales. So they made no money at all. Whether or not they were trying to make money, they made no money. And then 57% of all US registered made at least one sale. But that could have been to themselves. So the top 1% earned $72,000 for the year, which is nothing to scoff at. But once again, this is what they earned annually before expenses. So they didn't make $70. I mean, like, as a profit, the net profit, they earned this money, but that does nothing to do with how much they actually spent on the products themselves. So, but to say that you never know how much they spent. So if we're going to go with that top 1%, then yeah, they're making a solid amount of money. But even if we go down to the top 10%, so that's still really high up in the company, you're making, once again, before talking about expenses, you've earned $11,807, which, we're going to divide these up. That's like an hourly wage of under $6. Not great. That is below the federal minimum wage, like the other ones. And then if we look at the top 50%, which is half of the company, which means half of the company earned less than this. And if you look at this average, you're like, that's not good. Then look at the median, $400 more, which means that's the middle number of the top 50%, which means the bottom 50%, what did they earn? Like, that is horrible. And then here's these levels, average time to reach level in years, right? So 3 to 13 years. I mean, if you've been in an MLM for 13 years, then yeah, you're going to be at the top pretty much. But this is less than 1%. In fact, all of these levels are less than 1% of the business owners. Also, remember, you have to pay $62 a year at least. So we know someone who is $404. Actually, we'll stick with the average. So if you say $2,705, we can at least subtract $62. We know there was more than that, but at least $62. And then if we do our 50 weeks hourly wage, that's a hourly wage. If you're saying working a 40-hour work week, which, just to stick with nice numbers, hourly wage of $1.27. That's not it. That is not it. So yeah. And they also talk about refunds. So I do hear it's harder to do that, but I don't have any experience with this. So yeah, it's fake. It's not worth your money. Mm-mm. Although now the Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, is saying you have to put like an income disclosure that these prices, like, you may not make this much money, they do a really good job of like hiding that, putting it in small font, because if you're trying to sell you this lifestyle, learning that you make like $100 a year is not gonna do it. And one thing also, some of the income disclosures might be a little different, but some of them don't imply, is that how much money you made, like as a net profit, or was that just how much you made, not counting the money you're spending on all the products in the first place? More contradictions. So if you're trying to be recruited, if someone's trying to recruit you for an MLM, they're going to tell you that like they own their own business and you can own your own business as well and be a boss babe and everything like that. But when you sign up, there's literally a company website you sign up to get your business, and there's a corporate. And if you look up the CEO of Beachbody, it's not whoever just tried to recruit you. There's literally a CEO. And you'll see him on like ad videos for Beachbody sometimes. And it's like, I thought you were the CEO. You do not own your own business. You're not actually like directly affiliated with the company. They do not pay you a salary. You're literally paying to promote their products. They're not only are they getting free advertising, Beachbody is getting paid to have someone advertise for them. And it's not the same as when you see someone saying, oh, we're just like influencers. Because I've worked with some companies and I don't pay to get a product. If I'm getting like a trade campaign, I get a product for free and then I make a post about it or I review it or something. Or I actually get paid plus I get the product to review and post about it. I don't pay a company. Yes, I'm using my time, but I'm not paying actual money to a company to pretend to be an influencer. I also want to talk about the no time commitment, because that's something that I get all the time. Like, I try to be nice and say like, oh, I'm too busy, like I'm a full-time student, part-time job, I'm just not looking for something else right now. And I was like, oh, but it's really easy, like it doesn't take that much time at all. And like I could see how that could get in someone's head. It's like, oh, maybe I just have to spend like 2 hours a week and maybe try and get like an extra $50 whenever, like that could be really cool. That is not gonna happen for you. Because if you watch, like I've gone through some, like there's some team calls that like people like Kiki Chanel will review, or Emily Fine, they'll kind of review and walk through, and I think those are really interesting. And you'll see like these team calls are a long time. Like when you watch a video review of them, they cut it up, but they're still probably like at least an hour, and a lot of them have more than one weekly team call. They really tell you to be working all the time. I mean, you'll see people bragging about how they're like in labor or in the hospital or visiting someone saying like, so thankful I can still work while X is in the hospital. It's like, but don't you not want to be working? Don't you want to be just with your family, supporting them and like giving them your love and time? Like what? How can it not be big time commitment, but then you're pushed to be working all the time? Or they're like, well, if you can spend an hour every day like watching Netflix and scrolling on your phone, you can spend that hour working. But like, what if you just want that time to relax, rejuvenate? You shouldn't have to be working every single hour of the day. That's horrible. And so you don't really find out about these things, it seems, until you're in it, and then you're in it, and then you've already spent the money. And then because of the sunk cost fallacy, you feel like, well, I already paid the money, so I better give it a go. Not realizing you're just putting more and more of your time, money, and effort into something that's most likely going to leave you, if not broke, down a lot of money. Something I don't like about them is that MLMs target vulnerable people. They especially seem to target single mothers, military wives, college students, and recent graduates, because they're trying to get people who aren't in a good place or wish they had like more friends. They really sell this community aspect. But you seem to find out from people who have left MLMs that once you leave your MLM, you pretty much lose all of those friends. The community is not real. They only hype you up because they know they're getting money from you, so they want you to stick around and feel like they really care about you. But if you stop making them money, they don't care about you anymore. Like, that is not a community. So when you get people who are lonely or wish that they could make a difference, or they try to help their kids out, and you actually are just taking them away from their kids, making them spend their money they don't have, it just really, really gets on my nerves. Also, they take advantage of horrible life situations. Like so many MLM videos I've seen, I will try to find like a picture of this. People will message you after like maybe you post something horrible on Facebook, whether it's like a loss of family or a sickness or something, and they'll be like, oh, like first they try to say, oh, how are you doing? They understand it's hard times, or they're gonna do, blah, blah, blah. And you think someone's actually being a genuine, caring person, but then they're like, well, you know what could be really good? Like, to honor your mother's memory, make a business. And it's just so horrible to take advantage of people that way. Also, if you've ever like I was on Bubble BFF once to see like, oh, maybe it's a good way to like make some new friends. Earlier when I came to college, you know, before I like found my people, and you would see people on there trying to recruit people. So you think you're having this conversation, you're like, oh, this could be someone who's like could be my friend, but they just want to recruit you into getting you to become one of their customers, or to become a market partner with them and make money off you, which is just horrible. It's such a slimy thing to do, and it just makes you feel like, why does no one want to be my actual friend? And I can't. Also, I think there was something I wanted to say and it is escaping me. If I try to remember, like when I'm rewatching this later, I'll like insert like a text slide or editing alarm will come in. So yeah, it's really, really annoying. And I know this was like a different video than I usually make, and I know that a lot of MLM videos, like if you want more information, there are so many people out there that are going to go way more in depth to learn about all these different MLMs, like more than the ones I named, and some great channels would have to be Savannah Marie, Cruel World Heavy Mind, the Illuminati, Emma Thorne, I mentioned Emily Fine earlier. There's so many people, Isabel Lanchel, like there's so many people out there who are really passionate about this, who really care about how they don't want people to get scammed and lose their money and their livelihood, lose their family and friends because, oh, that's what I was gonna say. People, you're like pushed to talk, like recruit your husbands, your wives, like recruit your family, your close friends, and that's just like pushes people away, and then either you get them and you make them broke as well, or they don't want to hang out with you anymore and you lose all your friends. So then you kind of have to be in this MLM because you don't have any other community. So if you leave, like maybe you can repair some of those old relationships, but maybe you can't. And like marriages have ended over this. Families have been like split up because of MLMs, and that is just so horrible to me. So yeah, I hope this video, maybe someone watches it and then if someone reaches out to them in their DMs, they're like, wait a second, this is not good, this is not right, it's not ethical, and to, yeet out of there and do not engage. I try to be polite, but if they push it, just stop. Either block them or just ignore them, because you're worth so much more than this. If you want to be a business owner, you must have an idea. Everyone has ideas. Make your actual own business. Don't pretend to be a business owner, but actually be putting money into someone else's pocket. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions about certain MLMs, like I will try my best to answer them or like direct you to other YouTubers and videos that have like answered really specific things. And I just really hope you learned something. Yeah, if you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos, which I don't expect to make a ton of MLM videos, but if people ask questions, I feel like maybe you should answer them, I will, but I want to be clear that this is not an anti-MLM channel, although I am anti-MLM. Yeah, there are so many of those channels out there that I don't feel like, at this point, I don't feel like anything I have to say is like better than what other people are already saying. And yeah, don't forget to comment anything, and I will see you next time, which is hopefully will be Friday. Bye!